Ezra Chiloba, the Deputy CEO, Betty Nyabuto, one of the directors, Immaculate Kasait, James Muhati, the Director of ICT, Praxidis Tororei, the Director of Legal Affairs, whom we are informed reliably that she had resigned by this morning, Moses Kipkosgei, who is in the legal department, Abdi Gulei, one of the commissioners, Molu Boya, and Marijan Hussein Marijan. That between the 5th of August 2017 to the 11th of August 2017 at the IEBC headquarters county, without any reasonable cause, committed actions and inactions with amount to breach of their official duties, which are actions which are actionable in law. Number 2, that individually and collectively the persons that we have named colluded with political parties or candidates for purposes of giving undue advantage to the political party or candidate, that is being the candidate of Jubilee Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, contrary to Section 6K of the Election Offences Act. The particulars of the offences are that Ezra Chiloba, Wafula Chebukati, Betty Nyabuto, Immaculate Kasait, James Muhati, Praxidis Tororei, Moses Kipkosgei, Abdi Guli, Molu Boyu, and Martin Hussein Marijan, between the 5th of August 2017 and the 11th of August 2017 at IEBC headquarters in Nairobi, unlawfully colluded with Jubilee Party and President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta with the intention of giving him undue advantage by securing him a win for the party as president. Number 3, this is the charge of willfully contravening the law to give undue advantage to a candidate contrary to Section 6(1) of the Election Offences Act. It is directed at the same persons, Ezra Chiloba, Wafula Chebukati, Betty Nyabuto, and the others already named, that between the 5th and the 11th of August 2017 at the IEBC headquarters in Nairobi, unlawfully contravene the Constitution, the Elections Act as amended, and the regulations made thereunder, and gave undue advantage to Jubilee Party and its candidate Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta by unlawfully securing and procuring for him a win. The charge of failing to prevent or report to the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission or any relevant authority the commission of an electoral offense under the Election Offences Act, contrary to Section 6(m) of the Election Offences Act. The particulars of the offense directed again at Ezra Chiloba, Wafula Chebukati, Betty Nyabuto, Immaculate Kasait, James Muhati, Praxidis Tororei, Moses Kipkosgei, Abdi Gulie, Molu Boya, and Marijan Hussein Marijan. That between the 5th of August to the 11th of August at the IEBC headquarters in Nairobi County, knowingly failed to prevent and or report electoral offences committed under the Election Offences Act to the Commission or to the Director of Public Prosecution or the Director of Criminal Investigation, which offences included unlawful logins into the ICT system, unlawful use of the passwords to gain entry into the system using the chairman's account. Number 5, the charge of knowingly or intentionally concealing, destroying, altering, or knowingly or intentionally causing another to conceal, destroy, or alter any computer source code used for a computer program, computer system, computer network, contrary to Section 17(b) of the Elections Offences Act. Particulars of the offense: Ezra Chiloba, James Muhati, between the 5th to the 11th of August 2017, unlawfully and knowingly concealed, destroyed and altered and or caused to be destroyed, concealed or altered the passwords by adopting a porous file server system to transmit from 34As into 34Bs instead of creating and using the secure IP access and using passwords different from the official passwords. Number 6, the offense of destroying or altering information residing in a computer source or diminishing its value or utility contrary to Section 17C of the Election Offences Act. Particulars of the offense: Ezra Chiloba and James Muhati on or about the 14th of August 2017 or thereabout at the IEBC headquarters within Nairobi County with the intention to destroy, delete, and alter information residing in the computer resource to diminish its value or utility, uploaded false information in an exercise book, and thereafter unlawfully expunged the same from the system. Charge number 7, the charge and the offense of accessing the whole or any part of the IEBC computer system without authorization contrary to Section 17D of the Elections Offences Act. Particulars of the charge: that Ezra Chiloba, Betty Nyabuto, James Muhati, Paul Mugo, Boniface Wamae, between the period of 5th of August 2017 and the 11th day of August 2017 at the IEBC headquarters within Nairobi County, unlawfully created and or caused to be created username and passwords in the name of Wafula Chebukati, the chairman of IEBC, and used the account to conduct activities to manipulate the elections by making 9,934 entries therein. Ladies and gentlemen, those are just draft charges. Our lawyers and team of ICT experts are in the process of continuing to compile the comprehensive list of possible charges. And so we are putting then the Director of Public Prosecutions that if within 72 hours of this notice, which will be delivered now after this, you do not initiate or commence action, and that IEBC does not suspend these named individuals, we shall ourselves commence private prosecution. I shall invite Simba Arati to say something, and then you can ask questions.
Thank you. I want just to point out that indeed we will drop the petition to the DPP this afternoon, and we want just to urge the DPP to use his office diligently because we know, other than those ones who have been mentioned here, we know the main actors who gave instructions, who were at the call center of IEBC headquarters, who are calling individuals, returning officers to do their retention. And we want to warn him in advance that, Bwana DPP, we are with you in this case until at the right time we'll be able to give you out the exact people who managed to alter those forms at the constituency level. Thank you.
I have our nominated MP, Nairobi, and then maybe Pamela.
Thank you. He's waiting for the Supreme Court ruling, detailed ruling, so that he can act. We are asking him to act. And if he does not act within 72 hours, NASA, as it has been read out, we are going to institute private prosecution of all those individuals we have mentioned in our letter. And this is important because the Supreme Court clearly indicated that there were irregularities and illegalities in the transmission of the results. That is very clear. So it has not absolved anyone from blame. We are going to provide evidence from our ICT people and from our lawyers to support our case, because these elections cannot be free if those individuals are still going to preside over fresh election. Thank you very much.
Banamawade? Or Pamela?
I think we are here to notify the DPP, as you've been told. There's no need to repeat. But the spirit behind what we are doing, I know and we know there are many Kenyans out there who are crying for justice. They are crying for righteousness. They are crying for our institutions and the organs of administration of the affairs of our country to be done in a just, fair, righteous manner. And so we are here to just reiterate that much as the judgment was found to be having a lot of irregularities and illegalities, we must say that these things that didn't happen in a vacuum. Somebody in that team must take the responsibility. So this is what we are here to do, and we are calling upon the relevant authorities to do the right thing for the sake of the orphan, the women, the poor, and the disadvantaged of this country. We are looking forward to righteousness restored in Kenya. Thank you very much.
Okay, we'll take questions in Marathi.
We want to, we may not even accept the 26th of October, if indeed the changes that we have put across to IEBC, they have not been met. What we are saying, we'll go into an election when the playing field is smooth to every participant that will be in the game.
Any other question?
Just to follow up.
Yes. Making a statement which I think is extremely erroneous, that if we do not go to an election on the 26th of October, then Uhuru becomes president. Let me make this clear. Article 140 of the Constitution talks about two situations. After conducting an election, like the elections of the 8th of August, you cease to be president and you enter an arena called president-elect if you are so declared. If you are not challenged in court by way of a petition, then you are sworn in. But if a petition is filed, like was filed by the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, you become a temporary president. And the temporary president occupies what you call temporary powers of incumbency. Those powers can only be exercised for a maximum of 60 days. So when the Constitution said that the president shall continue to act and exercise those limited powers until another president is sworn in, it contemplated only the 60 days within which an election or a fresh election must be conducted. And for the avoidance of doubt, the Constitution contemplates only 2 general elections. So when you're saying Uhuru will continue to act until another election, it contemplates either a general election or a fresh election within 60 days. So when you say he will continue until which other elections? The Constitution does not have any other reference to another election other than that of the 8th of August and one conducted 60 days after the delivery of an election. So we want to state here very clearly that if the elections don't take place, and this is up to the IEBC, to put in place the necessary reforms and to remove from office the people who bungled the elections, and within the time left to ensure that we can be able to conduct a free, fair, verifiable, and transparent elections. So Uhuru will not be president after the 26th of August.
Will this move not affect the preparation?
Did not say that IEBC conducts another election, just an ordinary election. It said conduct an election in strict compliance with the law. So unless there is that strict compliance, and NASA has given his irreducible minimums, its irreducible minimum contains what we consider what would be in strict compliance with the Supreme Court decision. So that is the bare minimum that can take place. Yeah. The Director of Public Prosecution needs to come out and tell the nation whether, in light of our notice that he prosecutes named persons within the commission, and those persons we have named are not exhaustive. Under the Constitution, he has the constitutional powers to investigate. It has come to our attention that one of the officers, senior officers within IEBC, and who was calling returning officers and presiding officers to return forms, to manipulate forms, and to try and sanitize forms so as to conform with the predetermined result and declaration that was made of Uhuru Kenyatta. That person whom we want investigations to be carried out and established is a sister or a relationship, a relative of the Director of Public Prosecution. If that is true, that there is such relation, the DPP ought to tell the nation whether he will be able to discharge his duties independently, impartially, as contemplated under Article 157 of the Constitution. So it is up to the DPP then to tell us whether in fact it is now not proper that we proceed with our private prosecution, and that the DPP himself, if found to be related, to step aside and give a multi-agency team of persons from other agencies, from EACC, from DCID, and other agencies to come out and do the investigations outside of the ambit of the DPP himself. So we are asking the DPP to make this clarification to the nation. Thank you.